All right, I think we can safely get started. Um, if this is your first time here, my name is Al Spiegel. I'm the assistant principal for instructional technology, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the third episode we've had so far this year of Tech Tuesday. So, a couple things we're going to talk about today. A couple reminders, and I just want to talk about Blackboard and your summer assignments. So, as a reminder, you'll have to excuse me. I'm recovering from a sinus infection, and it's not COVID. The help desk is still open Monday to Thursday from 8 to 1. If you need to come in the office, or if you have any questions you want to email, please make sure you do that. If you are, excuse me, you still need to drop off devices, you can do that same Monday to Thursday, 8 to 1. I anticipate the iPads are coming this week. Apple was true to their word on about a 7-week lead time. So they'll be in this week. We should prep them, and I'm hoping that once they're prepped, we will begin distribution as soon as the iPads are done. The MacBooks are just about done, and hopefully the iPads we can turn around in a few days as soon as they come in. So we'll definitely update you on that once I'd say probably in about a week or so we'll have an update on devices. ID cards, if you have not sent a picture, please do that. Really for two important reasons. One being obviously your ID card, and then second, we put those pictures into PowerSchool so that your teachers on the first day know who you are. All right, so that's really important. And then finally, a word on PowerSchool, which I'll show you a few slides on, and then we'll talk about Blackboard. So this is our BCTV YouTube page, where you can find information about the previous episodes of Tech Tuesday, as well as the show that I do tonight. I'll put up there probably tomorrow. And before I forget, I'm going to just open the chat, and I'm going to drop tonight's slides in the chat for you. So you have them, and let's just drop them in there. Nope. There. Okay, so those are going into the chat. ID cards I talked about already. In PowerSchool, the last time you were on, we talked about PowerSchool, and I know a bunch of you have emailed the help desk about it. Just as a reminder, there's 2 bits that you'll find on PowerSchool. Number 1 is your school information, your computer ID and password, Blackboard information, PowerSchool, access ID and password, the parent Naviance registration code, your Google email, and your guidance counselor. I don't think I've assigned the counselors yet in PowerSchool. I'm not sure if they're there. So that is information when you open PowerSchool. On the left, it says school information. And then the other one I talked about last time are your course placements, which are listed under class registration. So be your course, it'll say request, but these are your placements for the 22-23 school year. And those, if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to me or Mr. Rosa regarding placements. Let me give the dog some more peanut butter. And we'll be able to answer questions in terms of placements. Actually, excuse me. The best place it's my mistake. The best place to go for placement questions is email guidance@bergencatholic.org, and then that'll get routed in the right direction. So guidance@bergencatholic.org for scheduling questions. So what I want to talk about tonight is Blackboard. Blackboard is our learning management system, and that's where you'll find information. You'll eventually have your course information posted there, your assignments and whatnot, and that'll all be posted there. So I'm going to show you how to access. I'll show you some still pictures, and then I'll walk through it on my laptop so you can see how that works. Okay. So we use single sign-on for Blackboard, and that is the way you'll sign in is you'll open your BC email address. The easiest way to do it is open your BC email address and click on the app launcher, which is a little waffle on the top. And then once you open that, there's an icon for Blackboard. And if you click on that icon, it'll take you to Blackboard, to the page, and open it for you. Okay? Sorry. Easiest way. For students, if you want to, you could also go to bergencatholic.blackboard.com, and then you'll be prompted with 2 logins. You can sign in with what's called a third-party account, which is your Bergen email. You can click on login with BC student email address, and then you'll be prompted for your Google credentials for your email ID and your password. You can do that as well. I think going in through the email is a lot easier, but that's a personal preference. So you could either go through the waffle or go to the actual Bergen Catholic page. Okay, that's if you're a student. Okay, if you're a parent, parents only have one option. They have to sign in. So when they go to bergencatholic.blackboard.com, on the bottom it says Bergen Catholic parents and administrators. Click here to access the login page, and that will bring you to a login page where you have to access where you'll put in your ID and password for Blackboard. Your ID and password can be found on PowerSchool. Your ID is a 4-digit number, your 4-digit PowerSchool number, _ observer1 or observer2, and then your password is the same as your PowerSchool access password, and that's also on PowerSchool. You'll put that number in and you'll log in. The first time you log in, it's best to do it from a desktop. There is an app which I'll show you in a little bit, but the best way to do it for the first time is to log in from a browser. The app is very, very limited. It's really for students. So, excuse me, I would suggest that you always use a browser to log in to use Blackboard. So that's the login process. Let me show you. Let me just transfer to my laptop, and I'll show you how to do it this way. Okay, so I'm in my email, and just know that your email is your graduation year, which for you all will be 26. I'm still using the one from last year. It's 25. So from my BC email, I'm going to click the waffle, and I'm going to scroll down here to Blackboard Learn. And when I click on Blackboard, it's going to prompt me to log into my Gmail because I'm not logged in. And then it'll bring me right into Blackboard. And I think this is the easiest way to do it. You don't have to worry about what's the website, what's my credentials. As long as you log into your email, you'll get right into Blackboard. Now, you won't see anything when you get into Blackboard because we haven't assigned courses yet. So the only thing you are going to see are the classes for your summer reading. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that next. If you're having issues with login, since I don't see Mr. Burles, just send an email to helpdesk@bergencatholic.org, and then I'll make sure that they get on those tomorrow morning. So if anybody has any questions, we'll answer those tomorrow morning. All right. So when you're in Blackboard, excuse me, you won't have a list of classes like this. You will have, though, under assorted dates, you will have 3 summer reading classes. Okay, they all have the same naming convention. They're 2022 _ summer assignment _ whatever the class is. So for the freshmen, let me go back to here. These are your summer assignments. Those are on the website. Stuff you should be hopefully not only aware of, but working on. You'll have a math assignment, a science assignment, and a freshman reading and writing assignment. So depending on your math placement, either Algebra 1, Geometry, or Algebra 2, you would do the appropriate math assignment. Okay, and you'll find them on the Bergen Catholic webpage, which I'm going to show you right now. I'll just bring that up on my laptop, and I'll go back over there. Okay, so here's the Bergen Catholic. This is the webpage with your summer assignments. So, and this has assignments for all 4 years. So if you are looking for the Algebra 1 assignment, let's say as an example, it will be down here on the bottom. Okay, so you would be looking under the freshman category, except if you are one of the few that are taking Algebra 2, then you would take the Algebra 2 pack, which is over here. So if I'm taking Algebra 1 next year, I'm going to download this packet. I would write my answers, scan it, and then you're going to submit it. And I'll show you how to submit that in a second. Okay, so there's 3 assignments. There's one for math. There's a packet for biology. Okay, same thing. Write your answers, scan and send. And then the third is the freshman reading assignment, which you're reading the book Night by Eli Wiesel. And then you'll write responses to what's prompted of you. Okay. So the due date for all 3 is Monday, September 12th. All right, and to check PowerSchool if you're not sure of your placements. Okay, so if you're not sure which one to do, everybody does number 2 and number 3, but if you're unsure of your math, check your PowerSchool. Okay. So what will happen is this is what Blackboard will look like, and I'll show you the exact process. But this is what Blackboard looks like. In the activity stream, you'll see 3 upcoming assignments that are due on the 12th of September, which are the 3 for the classes that you're in. Okay? If you, for some reason, are placed in the wrong class, this really only be for math, email the help desk, and they will change your placement. Okay, so you have the right class where you'd be posting to. Right? So once you click on the right class, on the left-hand side of the class you open, there is an item called Content. And by clicking on Content, you'll open up a box where you'll see the summer reading or summer assignment submission. And then you'll submit your work as either a document, docx, RTF, or a PDF file. If you're scanning for biology and for math, PDF would make the most sense. If you are writing the the prompt for the freshman class assignment, you'd submit that as a Word document or a PDF, doesn't matter. Right? So just what that would look like live. Go back to my laptop. So let's say I'm going to submit the Algebra 1 assignment. If I click on the name of the class down here, this opens up the class for Algebra 1. And then I click on Content on the left-hand side. And then I have Summer Assignment Submission. So if I click on Summer Assignment Submission, I have 2 options. I could write my submission, but you already have everything written on your packet. So you're going to either drag and drop the file that has your answers. So let me just do this. Let me just download this. So I have something to use as an example. So I'm going to go to Browse Local Files. And if I go to Downloads, I can upload my summer packet where I just did all my work. And I hit Submit. I don't know if it'll let me do it because I'm signed in. Oh, there we go. Okay, it'll convert the file to a preview, which don't worry about what it looks like. Okay, and once you're done, you'll see on the top it says success, your submission appears on this page, and you get a confirmation number. You should also get an email that says submission was received. Okay, so here's my receipt that my submission was received by Blackboard. Okay, so you do that for all 3 assignments. And that's it. They have to be submitted by the 12th of September. So the first full day of classes at 8 a.m. Okay. The last thing I want to mention before I take questions is there is an app for your iPad. It will not be pre-installed. You can install, excuse me, if you wish, and you get that from the App Store. And we'll talk about that when we do devices the next time we have our next Tech Tuesday. But I just want to mention that there is an app available. All right. So, does anybody have questions that they want me to go back to before I close? I want to make sure that if you have questions or you want to see something again, please ask, and I'll certainly go back and show you something again.
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
How do you submit on Blackboard if you printed out your summer work and then are doing it on paper?
If you ideally would be for math and science, you would be doing it on paper. You're going to scan.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you'll scan that.
Okay.
And then you'll scan it, and generally when you scan to a PDF, and you'll submit that PDF file with your answers on it.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
good.
If for any reason you're having a problem submitting that, or having a problem scanning it, you can come in to the school, and we certainly can scan it and actually show you how to do it with your own account, and then you can submit it. We'll send you the file. Okay.
Right,
So if that's
you.
a problem, but yeah, you'll definitely want to scan it. That's the best way to do it. Any other questions that I can answer? Okay, let me just double check the chat, make sure there's nothing there. I did leave a copy of tonight's slides in the chat if you wanted to grab them. Okay, the last thing I just want to show you are the upcoming dates. We have 2 more Tech Tuesdays in August, on the 23rd and the 30th. The 23rd, we'll go over your Apple IDs, and I'll also talk about downloading apps to your iPads. And then on the 30th, we'll talk about e-textbooks and how to access your textbooks. You will definitely have a session during your first day of school where we'll talk about. We'll review all of this, but I want you to, the more you can do now and be aware of, I think the easier it is. So if there aren't any more questions, then, I'll certainly hang around, but, I don't want to make this any more extended than it is. But certainly if you have questions, feel free to ask, otherwise use the help desk. And if not, then I look forward to seeing you next time, and I wish you a good night.